1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake
Nice.
Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, fat shaming is a gift from God. So says slightly offensive Elijah Schaffer. And he says that because he was fat shamed and it made him lose some fat. Isn't that cool? Wonder if fat shaming works on other people. So, Howie Manley on Periscope says, we don't own anything. Everything is temporary. And thanks to socialist states of America, we don't even own our land. Those of us who own land. I'm not going to tell you whether I own land or not. So, it's kind of like guns. I'm not going to tell you whether I own guns or not, or land. But I have a very interesting show lined up for you. It's Thursday, January 9th, 2020. And I can't believe it's Thursday. It's crazy. Tomorrow's Friday. Get it off your chest for Jesse Lee Peterson's show, which is a good show. Yesterday, I heard yesterday that there was a Get a Job release. I haven't gotten a chance to catch it yet, but it's Jesse Lee Peterson Ultimate Savage Moments Best Parts 26 through 50. Jesse Lee Peterson tweeted it out. By the way, check out the Savage Moments song by Trevor Wesley and JLP. This is such a good song. It's almost as good as the Hake Report song that you just heard on my opening song. By the way, I'm trying to be more judicious with my use of the word so-called and quote-unquote and all of these cliche shaming that you guys do to me. James, stop saying quote-unquote. You say it too much. James, stop doing the air quotes. You do that too much. James, Drudge reports Hake. Because I always reference Drudge on the news. So I want you guys can, some of you are already calling in. You can call in 888-775-3773. But I want your predictions for the 20s. Not the 1920s, the 2020s. Some of you guys are still living in the 1920s. I wish, right? The roaring 20s with the flappers. What is by the way, I'm wearing an awesome shirt. What is a flapper woman? I don't know. But they wear hats and they go out and have that's where the girls' night out thing started, I think. Hake predicted that I would be seeing more feminization spreading. Feminization is going to get worse, but more and more people are going to wake up too, as has been happening. Like you see the left getting worse and the right getting better. Some of the right's getting kind of worse too, because they're getting mad, freaking out. You heard a caller, Beau, who I love that guy. He's a good guy, but he's on the edge. He's afraid, concerned about not just World War III, but Civil War. And that worry is not good for you. So don't be freaking out, guys. That'll make you turn on your friends. You see that a lot with the people on the right who are accusing Jesse Lee Peterson of being a shill and stuff like that. And an example of men going south, look at Elon Musk. Did you see that? I don't even want to show it. I don't even have the clip. But Elon Musk was dancing and he ripped off his blazer and threw it like as if he was a male stripper. It was disgusting. It was hard to watch. I don't know if I want to show it, but you should show Jesse that. See if he would. They use the word cringe. That was cringe. It's cringy. cringe-inducing, made me cringe. At least inside. I don't know if I cringed outwardly. And, you know, another example is dumb California with their plastic bag ban. Joe Biden wants to ban plastic bags, too. I read about that on Hake News, hour 3 today, I think. By the way, let me show you briefly these pictures of this I'm just going to skip the whistleblower for now. Before I get to the calls, let me just show you this couple of tweets. Slightly offensive, lost weight. And that was what I was referencing when he said fat shaming is a gift from God. He said, after viewers fat shamed me on my show for 4 months, this is a tweet from Elijah Schaffer, who's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, as well as Fallen State commercials with a wig and dressing up like a woman. Just call him Medea, the white version. He said, after viewers fat shamed me on my show for 4 months, he's had Jesse Lee Peterson on his show too. I'm proud to say I've dropped 13 pounds, down from 227 pounds to 214 in the last 5 weeks. Intermittent fasting, plus cut out beer, plus lowered my carb intake, plus exercised an average of 4 times a week, hoping to lose about 10 more. Well, congratulations, man. That's cool. And then he tweeted, fat shaming is a gift from God. That's cool. The Bible says that physical training is of some value. You know, physical exercise. It goes on to say, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. 1 Timothy 4:8. Isn't that cool? And I may get to this Paul Krugman thing. Paul Krugman, whose tweets I read, I think in the first hour or hour 2 maybe. This guy, his tweets make you look at him differently. And I'm not saying that I'm right for looking at him differently for that, but it just does. But first, let me get to some calls. I want to hear you guys' predictions for the 20s. Not just 2020, but for the 20s, this whole coming decade that we're in. Joel doesn't think we're in it yet. T from Alabama. He thinks it starts at 1. T from Alabama, how are you doing?
Doing fine, Joe. How you doing?
Doing fine. Come off a speaker for me, man.
Yeah, let me switch over.
All right. So T is gonna give me his predictions if he has any, but he also wants to talk about other things.
All right. My first prediction is your boss man gonna get exposed as a con. All right.
That's your prediction?
Yeah, that's one of my predictions.
Who's gonna expose him as a con?
The world, man. His lies. Himself.
The world is a con.
Yeah.
The world is lies.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways.
He was exposed as a con and a cult leader.
Yeah, the world is a cult.
Yeah. But my question to y'all, man, this is to you. This is your show.
Thank you.
But y'all made the comment earlier, okay, about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, whatever her name.
Right, Meghan Markle.
In regards to them moving to Canada. And now y'all assume, and y'all have no proof of it at all, that, she was someone that led him to Canada. Instead of, like she said, hey, I want, we're going to move to Canada. He just like, yes, ma'am, and we move on. Okay.
You think that he would, by the way, I'm going to deal with your nasty anti-Jesse comments, but,
yeah. Okay.
But you really think that he would be moving to Canada where he married to just anybody else?
Well, maybe Prince Harry has gotten the balls to break himself loose.
Oh gosh.
And Jesse, I want to say from your mama, okay?
Uh-huh.
I figured he would, be pretty proud of Harry.
He went from
want to break away from his mama.
He went out of the frying pan mama into the fire mama. He traded one mama for another mama. And I'm no fan of the Queen. I know a lot of people like the Queen. I mean, I respect her because she's kind of old school. But other than that, look at the. Are those her? No, those are not her kids. Those are her grandkids, aren't they? Are those grandkids? There's not.
It don't matter. You know, it don't matter. You know, Jesse is she's a woman is Jesse, so you know, a woman is blamed for all the years of man. But you know, so you know, I commend.
You don't sound you don't sound too manly talking like that. That
What?
plane wreckage, guys. That plane wreckage is not normal plane wreckage. By the way, just a side note, I got distracted.
Yeah.
Anyways, man.
But anyway, man. So you know, without proof, you know, y'all just automatically say okay. And Jesse thing is because
no, we don't need proof.
You
Just
know.
look at their relationship.
Okay. It's not the usual.
No. It is the usual.
relationship.
It is the
How is
usual
it?
now. That's how you know
I mean-
what's going on, because it is so
Okay.
typical of men to become boys with their wives and girlfriends and whatever. No, I don't care. I hate to see. I hate to. Never mind. I don't want to go there.
This is thing, man. I mean, simply because this woman is a mixed blood. That's why y'all make
No,
a big deal.
no.
Okay.
She's
Yes, it is.
no.
Yes, it is,
You
James.
don't know what you're talking about. She's a liberal.
Yes, it is,
Are you a
James.
liberal, T?
You know,
No. Are you
what?
liberal?
what is that, man?
Liberal? You don't know what a liberal is? You that old?
No.
You forgot what
I
a
think
liberal
it's a made-up word. You know, it's a made-up word. Just like
It's a made-up word.
left and right.
I noticed you
Okay?
turn into a cheap imitation of what you hate. You tell Jesse he needs to
Yeah.
go forgive his mama, and then now you're
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
liberal
he-
is a
he
made-up
definitely
word.
Yeah.
you
Don't just
haters.
say words are
You
made
haters
up.
are a cheap
Don't just
imitation.
say all isms are made-up words.
Liberalism.
Okay, isn't that a made-up word according to Jesse?
And I guess you believe Jesse, huh? You following in the cult?
Okay, no, I'm just. Saying,
I guess he is a
you know,
cult leader for you since you don't follow the truth.
James,
He
man,
tells people
stop.
not
Will
to
you-
follow him.
James, be James, man. Stop trying to be like.
No,
Jesse.
you're the one. You're the one
gonna go off
accusing
a cliff,
Jesse of
right?
being a cult leader, and now you're
Yeah,
repeating
that's
the
exactly
cult
what he is.
language, and so
That's
you're
exactly what
following
he
a cult.
Okay,
And you know what,
you
T?
got.
Jesse tells people not to follow him. You notice that?
No, he
What
don't.
cult leader
No,
tells people
no,
not to follow him?
He tell folks not to follow, but he just want folks to.
People are gonna follow whoever they want to follow, and they're just,
just wanna,
pe-
you know,
follow
play this
people are
game with
naturally
y'all
followers,
mind.
and so.
James, can we have a conversation, man? Instead of you run your mouth like Jesse. did?
Hey, I'm gonna run my mouth, man. You can't
Yeah,
tell me what
I mean,
to do.
'cause you're trying to be like Jesse. Man. You
No,
sound foolish,
I don't
man.
care. You can
sound
accuse me
foolish.
of doing
But
that
you know
because
what?
you're gonna try to
James,
shut me
I'm
up.
gonna give you credit.
No.
I'm gonna give you credit.
No. You're not giving
give
me
you
credit.
credit,
I don't
man.
want credit from you.
No, I'm
No,
gonna give you
you're
credit, man.
you're like
You
a
don't run
woman.
like a little girl
T.
like Jesse.
T.
Okay. You don't run like that.
T.
like
How
your
come you're
boy.
defending this Meghan Markle and Prince Harry acting crazy? They're acting crazy.
What you mean defending them, man? I mean, they
You're
made a
defending them.
choice that they felt is best for them, man. What's wrong with
You
that?
sound like
And why
Maze.
y'all want to assume that it was
Are
her
you a fan
who
of
led him
Maze?
instead of- James, let me ask you a question, man. I mean, just
All right.
stick to the topic,
All right.
okay? I mean, you know, because
I drink
you sound like
caffeine.
you retarded. You sound like you retarded friend Jesse. But
Retarded is good.
why do y'all assume? Why do y'all assume?
You shouldn't say that. If you're a
That-
good liberal, you shouldn't say retarded.
Did I say I was a liberal? You said I
No, yeah, I say you're a
So
liberal.
anyway, yeah, because I don't agree with what y'all foolishness y'all talk on this show. But
That
I
would
just,
make you
again,
liberal.
Man, James, can we stick to the topic?
Go for it.
man?
Go for it.
Again, I just want to ask you, why do y'all assume it was her who led him instead of him making the decision on his own to move his family out of that environment? Maybe he didn't like being in the quote-unquote royal family environment and all this fakeness that these people put on. Maybe he was tired of that.
He traded one.
Okay.
He traded, like I said, he traded one
No.
fakeness for a worse fakeness.
No, maybe he
Yeah.
traded for his own happiness, man.
He's
You know,
not
but y'all
happy with
wanna
that woman,
judge,
man.
You know,
And
Jesse,
and you're just
and
speculating.
according to
It's
Jesse,
anybody with eyes to see can see that that this relationship, she's running it. Anyways, T, good to
yeah,
hear from you, man.
Anyone with eyes can see just because
That was
it's
a bad prediction, man.
blood person.
You exposed yourself
And
in
let me
2020.
ask you another question.
No,
Last
I gotta
question,
go.
man.
I gotta go.
No,
T,
last
ask
question.
me
Let me
ask
just
me
ask you
tomorrow. Call in
No.
tomorrow.
Last question, man. Last question.
I call
Right
in
quick.
tomorrow.
Right quick.
No. Call in tomorrow, man.
Hey, I'm working tomorrow, man. I'm working. Last
Man,
question.
I'm too nice. I am a total beta male.
Yeah. But anyway,
Nobody clip that. You better not clip that.
it's not to judge, right?
Yeah.
If you judge, you okay. Why did he, when y'all play his clip back, when he called himself predicting the demise of this marriage, okay, even on his thing, he said, didn't he judge her before he even know anything about her?
There's different ways to judge, man. No, we know plenty about her. He listed off a bunch about her. Anyways, T, thanks, man. Thanks for the question. Got to go. Take care.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye. I'm sorry, guys. Or should I apologize? Morin. Am I pronouncing your name right? Out of Ohio. How do you pronounce your name, Morin? Morin?
No, this is Lorin from Idaho.
Lorin with an L.
With an L. Yeah, I spelled it for him, but was that Nick that answered this time? It didn't sound like
I'm
Nick.
not telling you who it is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Lorin from Idaho. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. Good to hear from you too, James. I just wanted to wanted to answer your question about our predictions for the coming decade.
Right on.
But also a quick comment about the Meghan Markle Prince Harry thing is, that woman Meghan, she shows every symptom of a complete narcissist. And one of the things. Hello?
I said yeah. I was agreeing with you.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Well, anyways, I would say Meghan Markle shows all the symptoms of a total narcissist.
Yep, true.
And narcissistic women, the first thing I know, even men too, is they turn first your friends against you, then they turn usually your work or whatever, your hobbies against you, and the last thing they do is they turn your family against you so they can have you all to themselves. And that seems exactly what this Meghan Markle chick is doing.
That happens so often with guys when they get with a girl, too.
I've had it happen to me. That's why I recognize it. I had a woman that turned me, she started talking crap about all my friends and all these other people, and slowly, my friends went by the wayside, and then she tried to get me to move out to Europe with her, and obviously I'm not with this woman anymore, but I recognize it. And this woman, Meghan Markle, is, like Jesse said, I don't give that marriage too long to last.
Who knows? If he continues
Who knows? I mean, some people just some men like to be whipped and be complete betas, but, being that he's a prince and he represents the country and all that, it's a bad look for the dude.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So anyways, my predictions for the coming decade are kind of grim. I see armed insurgents happening in Virginia as soon as Governor Blackface Northam comes to seize the weapons.
You should call him Governor Infanticide Northam.
Yeah, I call him Governor Blackface.
Yeah, that's fair. It's catchier. Governor Baby Killer.
Well, the funny. I thought of a funny saying, and that's conservatives wear MAGA caps, liberals wear blackface.
That's cute.
But anyways, so that's what I see, because I'm part of the Second Amendment community.
Yeah.
Proud member of it.
Right on.
And just yesterday, some laws were passed outlawing people from showing people how to manufacture firearms, how to use firearms. They could be charged with a felony. The next thing coming up in Virginia is the seizure of assault weapons, any magazines that hold over 10 rounds, and all silencers are going to be taken away. As soon as that happens, I literally see armed insurgency happening. That slowly will turn into a civil war. And once enough minority casualties happen, the left or the government side is going to turn it into a race war. That's what I see happening in the next decade.
That's crazy, man. I hope you're wrong. But thank you for the prediction.
I hope I'm wrong too, but I've been around for 50 years, James, and I've never seen anything like this. I mean, let me put it this way. This next election will probably be the very last presidential election that America will see until the Tree of Liberty gets watered.
Why do you, Lorin?
If Trump does get elected again,
Yeah.
you think the left is going to stop, or you think they're going to get worse?
They're going to get worse. They will. Some of them will leave. Some of them will wake up.
If for some reason they suspend the next election and they don't allow it to happen, what do you think is going to happen on our side?
Some are gonna get worse and go nuts. Some are gonna get better, wake up. Yeah. Hey, Lorin.
It sounds grim for this, but the truth is, I see in America coming out better than before. It's going to take a while, and it's going to be, honestly, I see door-to-door combat in all the big cities in America. Like I said, eventually they're going to turn it into a race war.
And who do you think is going to win or lose?
It's going to, America will come out. We'll be scathed, but we'll be a much better country after that.
I don't know, man.
If I'm alive
Lorin,
or not.
Lorin.
But, I'm willing to fight for this country.
Hey, Lorin.
I love America. Yes.
Why do you think, because this stuff could be stopped if, let's call them the whites, the conservatives, didn't have fear. They just spoke straight and just addressed it while it can be handled with just basically calling out evil and dealing with it when it's less of a problem rather than waiting until we need to resort to violence. Why don't people deal with it while it's small? Because
Can I tell you why?
Let me just continue. Quick point.
Because
let me just finish a quick point. Because like the Bible says that if you're faithful with small things, then you'll be faithful with big things. But if you're unfaithful with the small things, how are you going to be entrusted with the big things? And that's what's happening, where people aren't.
People aren't. And God, I mean, I think we're in end times. I don't know if we're exact point of where everything's going to go to shit. But I have faith. I love Jesus Christ. I love God. I know that I'm going to get into heaven.
So answer my question about why people haven't been dealing with it, really.
Well, because we're Americans, and even the poor in America have cell phones, meaning we have it really nice and really comfortable. And a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to cause a ruckus or stir things up. And someone like me talking like this, like some of my friends, first off, they think I'm a Jesus freak. Second off, like, I moved out of California because some of my friends think I'm, a gun nut or something. So as soon as you say something like some of the things I say, people will start looking at you like you're crazy, like you're some kind of end times person, or that, you're someone that's wants actual war.
Hey, Lorin.
And the truth is,
Lorin,
James,
what do you think?
The left is violent. The left does not play fair. And the only way that we found, tyrants and bullies, the best thing to do is to turn them into a fine pink mist.
Hey, Lorin, these apocalyptic predictions, they never turn out to be true, though. People have been predicting this stuff.
I'm not talking about apocalypse.
No, but it's
apocalypse. I'm talking about armed insurgency in America turning into a civil war.
Exactly.
War
this stuff is never.
It happens often.
It hasn't happened in America for 200 years.
200 years, James. James, I'll tell you something. When I went to England,
Lorin,
I was in churches that were dated 1024.
People were predicting.
It's a very young country.
Hey,
and
Lorin,
it's very unstable. Yes.
People have been predicting that Obama would declare, what is that thing? Martial law, and he wouldn't leave office.
Martial law.
Now people are. Hold on. People are saying that. Now people are saying that Trump is going to declare martial law or not going to leave office. People are. I don't know if your prediction is going to come true. And I'm not.
That's okay. That's okay, James.
I'm not considering. I don't think that. Hey, Lorin, I don't think that the good side is going to win if it comes to civil war, because the good side hasn't been living in such a way as to win. The good side is not
James,
truly good.
Let me tell you, every 90% of the military, 90% of the police, 90% of the armed forces, and the good people of America, we're armed to the teeth, and a lot of us has been.
That's not going to win. That's not going to win.
Day. I'm just telling you. I live in Idaho. You know how many militias are up here?
Lorin, I don't think that you realize how. I don't think you realize how weak people are. I don't think you realize how weak people are. I don't care if they're armed and agreeing with what's right or not. They're not living
James,
what's right. So the good is not going to win.
You, the Generation Z, the millennials, and the people in your chat room are weak. I would agree. You guys are a bunch of vajayjays. The truth
All right,
is
Lorin.
that there's a lot of us that are not vajayjays. We're willing to fight for the country.
Yes, you are,
We
because
love
you
this
guys
country.
let the country go.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
You guys let your own lives and the country go. I don't think that you realize how bad that is. Anyways, Lorin, appreciate the prediction.
James, I've been voting since I was 18. I've seen things happen. I was in California and voted for Prop 215, which made marijuana legal. I've seen things happen that people didn't think would ever happen through voting. I'm not talking out of my hand.
All right, Lorin, I got to go, man. Let's talk again.
Okay, you got it, James.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, peace.
Donning Armour out of California. What's up, Donning Armour?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Fine, man. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So I'll give you my predictions about the next coming decade.
Yeah.
I think white, and I know I'm biased, but I think that white people are going to rise up because it's gotten so overblown. White people are being attacked and demonized. But I think we're going to rise to the occasion, and we're going to start getting some semblance of political power.
Lorin made a good point by saying that the whites and the people on the right are, as spoiled as the rest of the Americans, the left. They're spoiled, and so they haven't, and he says that that's why they haven't risen to the occasion so far. Why do you say that they have not risen to the occasion after all this time?
Well, it was never in the hands of white people. Our countries were given away, right, by LBJ. LBJ and the Kennedys, and he basically, for the vote, sold our countries down.
You're talking about
sold our countries out.
You're talking about the 1965 Immigration Act?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well,
That's
evil. That's where it really started, and it is white people to blame. I don't blame anybody else. I'm a white ethno-nationalist, as I always say.
Yeah.
But I think that white people have a lot to learn from Jews. We need to start behaving like them, like we have some connection with each other. And white people don't have that. It seems that everyone realizes that race is an actual thing, except for white people.
Yeah.
And it really, really bugs me. And if a white person says anything, then they're a racist. Yeah. Which is, that's the game that's being played. But I
man,
think what white people are. I'm sorry.
I disagree with you that it started with 1965, because what happened to us that we allowed 1965 to happen?
Well, we didn't allow it. It was done without our permission.
I think we did allow it because yes, it was done.
There was no vote.
I know that, but how did those people even get into power that passed that thing without our permission?
Well, I mean, okay, you could say that we voted for the wrong people, and I wouldn't disagree with that. However, it wasn't. It didn't come down to a vote.
Yeah.
It was done.
Just like same-sex marriage and all that stuff. Just like same-sex marriage, abortion, and all that stuff, huh? It's crazy.
Hey, it's unfortunate, and I'm coming from a completely different side, like I'm not a Christian. I'm not, a good old boy or anything like that.
So do you think that when the whites rise up in your prediction, do you predict they'll win? John Donning, do you predict they'll win? The whites will win when they rise up, in your mind?
They might win something, but I don't know if, if you're asking if we're going to get the country back to the way that it was, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it's a small victory, And I think the next coming decade is going to be indicative of that. And so, but I did want to ask you a question, because it seems like Jesse Lee Peterson doesn't, he doesn't accept that there's differences between races, or does he?
You're breaking up, Donning.
Can you hear me?
Now you're there. He says that he seems to think that there's no difference between the races.
Yeah.
You know, you should ask. You're kind of breaking up. You should ask him about this, because I don't.
Okay.
I don't necessarily.
Well, then I'll ask you.
Okay.
Do you think that there's differences between races?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when somebody else says that there's a spiritual warfare, good versus wrong, do you think that race has anything to do with that, or is it just a spiritual war?
Race is used by it for sure.
Okay, but does race exist? Like, is it like, are different people's different races different from one another?
Yes. I don't know how you can listen to Jesse and think that that's not the case. Think he doesn't think that's the case either. But by the way, that's, you should ask. You should talk to Jesse about that.
Well,
on his
I don't want to
side.
talk to him, because he's an old black man, and you're like the white people channel.
Well,
So
you should, because
I'm
you're concerned. You seem concerned about what he thinks.
No, I'm just curious what I'm calling the Hake Report. I'm not calling Jesse Lee Peterson's
But
thing.
you brought him up. Anyways.
Yes, well, I brought him up, and you tend to.
I do cite him a
reiterate
lot.
what he
I
said.
do cite him a lot. So by transmission, I guess you are concerned with what he thinks, because I put stock in what he thinks.
Do you understand that black people are more violent than white people? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, especially nowadays, for sure. I don't know how it used to be.
Okay.
And I don't really care that much.
How much of that is due to the fact that they're black, and how much is due to the fact that they're spiritually broken, I guess, is what I would be asking.
I have no idea. It's not really my concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
You don't believe in the
power?
spiritual. You don't believe in the spiritual world?
I don't really know what you mean when you say spiritual world.
Do you believe that spirits exist?
I don't even know what a spirit is.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, people have spirit.
Yeah.
Or you can buy spirits from the liquor store.
Right.
But I don't know what kind of spirit you're talking about. I think it might be different from what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Take care. Let me get to Beau out of California. Beau, I was just talking about you.
James.
How you doing?
I know, I heard you. I'm like, I gotta call this dude. I'm doing well. I just wanted you to know that I'm not excited today. I was pretty emotional the other day. Like I'm kind of realizing that all of this is paving the way for Jesus to come back. Like on channel 460 on Sirius XM, it's the Billy Graham radio station. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's the only pastor that I've ever heard that even in it's his sermons from the 50s and the 60s through the 80s, and they're timeless because he talks about communism, he talks about everything that's going on politically, and he still brings it back to Jesus. And you're right, I was excited, and it's hard not to get excited when there's an agenda to remove a president that makes a significant amount of the country feel safe. And then the next day, there's an attack overseas, and I just after I got off the phone with you, I'm like, dude, you need to calm down. Went for a long walk, exercised, and I was like, look, everything you have to remember that Jesus is coming back, and all this is pointing the way. The church, nobody knows how it's going to happen. There's no direct prophecy on this day or this event or these people. It's just going to happen. Jesus says, the Bible says Armageddon's going to happen. We could be looking at the beginning of it. I don't know, but you're
man,
right. I shouldn't be getting excited.
Yeah.
It's just hard not to when, all this is going on. But I think it's designed, like the media and all that. I'm going to take some time off from watching the news. My friend Jeff and I, we call it the front lines because right now the war right now is the media, the news, and what's going on. It's the front lines. And sometimes you got to step away from it. And I just think there's a lot of evil people out there that are, and I don't care what nationality they are. I'm not talking about nationality or race right now. I just think that evil is evil. There's people that are in control of running the media and saying horrible things about the president. And just, I think if the news stopped and they showed kittens every day, the world would be a little bit better of a place, But
yeah,
I just want you to know
Beau,
that I'm okay and that I'm really trying to do the right thing in life. And I appreciate you guys' show.
Do you do Jesse's silent prayer?
Suffer. I actually did it this morning, so you can't say suffer.
But he, the Bible says to pray without ceasing, and if you're not praying without ceasing, then you're not praying.
Yeah.
And that's a point that Jesse makes a lot.
Right now it's a time to pray. What's that?
This is a point that Jesse makes a lot. Like, if people aren't praying morning and night, then they're not praying. So this I prayed this morning stuff. I mean, it's a start, but you know. But hey.
Yes.
What
do you want, sir?
I am
That's
not.
a good question.
I'm not into this thing. You know how Lorin said it, and you brought it up about end. Well, you didn't say end times, but Lorin thinks that we're in end times. And
you think Lorin is the dude from Idaho?
I think so. And then you said that you think Jesus is coming back soon, but we don't know. We don't know when that will happen, and it's not really our place to try to predict. I don't think.
Yeah,
because
I'm not like making a prediction. I'm just saying that like the events that are happening and the pace that's happening, everything just seems to have picked up the pace. I don't know if it's because of the media directors or whatever, but like even the fires. I mean, in California, I've never seen fires like this. In Australia,
it's climate change.
But Jesus said when all these things, Greta Thunberg, whatever. But Jesus said when these things happen, he just said, don't be afraid. Look up. The redemption draws nigh. And it could be 200 years. I don't know, but you're right. I need to be praying, living my life right. All I can really do is vote. And there's a lot of people worried about civil war, especially in Virginia. But it's like I grew up in a military home watching TV across from a World War II veteran and having Vietnam veterans in the house. I think that shaped a lot of my opinions.
Yeah.
So a lot of I have to watch my thoughts because I'm in my head. I'm like, how were Jews responding in 1939 in Germany? Where I'm sure that there were some Jews that were like, it's time to get out. We need to leave because this dude's going to start rounding us up. And I'm sure there were some Jews that were like, you're crazy. Nothing's going to happen. So you don't know if. And my mom's a Jew. I grew up around Jews, and so I have a very, very diverse background, as a kid. But it's like you don't know what's going to happen, but you have to stay alert, and sometimes you crap the bed and you have a bad day, But you're right.
Do you watch?
Can't get excited.
Do you watch church?
You get excited, get it back together. What's that?
Do you watch church with Jesse Lee Peterson?
Dude, I've been wanting to come down to your guys' church for like the last month.
It's on YouTube,
I hate
right?
Driving to LA. No. Is it just JLP at church?
It's Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. It's on the Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel. I'm surprised you don't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Or rebuildingtheman.com/church. It's through his nonprofit Bond.
I would love to watch your church because, if I keep telling myself every weekend, I want to get down there and go to church, and I'm like, I hate driving in LA, but I'll at least watch it.
Early in the morning, on a Sunday morning, I would bet it would be kind of nice, the drive.
To drive down, especially along the coast. So you just pulled my excuse card from me, so now I have to go.
Going back up, you might hit a little traffic, but who cares?
Yeah,
you're a man.
Who cares? You're on Pacific Coast Highway. I'm a man. I got hair on my body.
The reason I brought that up is because you're right that you should be watching your thoughts. Like Jesse has good. Jesse Lee Peterson has good advice, and his theme for this year is watchfulness. Watch yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to do,
it's so
rather than watch
as
the
a
world.
Martial artist, you got to watch yourself, watch your intention. And I definitely realized, right or wrong. I mean, it could. After I got off the phone with you, I was pretty upset with myself. I was like, dude, you got upset, and I'm like, I have to realize that a lot of the media, like when you watch the news and they're going after Trump and this and that, it's all like, it very potentially is a psyops. It's designed to get people excited. I think a caller either talked to you or Jesse about it. It's designed to make people think the absolute worst. And I have to realize that it's evil. There's a lot of evil in the world, and you can't let it penetrate you to the point where you freak out. And if you do, it's okay. Step back, check yourself, and realize what's going on. And you had a bad day, and keep moving on. But keeping, I think, I've never really been a calm person, but especially in these times, it's I have to calm down and realize that this is all spiritual warfare. And it is what it is. But I'm thankful that there's people we can talk to, because literally there are a lot of people, white people, that just are backed against the corner. We don't know who to talk to. So I'm thankful that I found that. You want to hear one of my predictions?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
In the next 10 years, it's very unfortunate, but I'm hoping it doesn't happen. But I think that motorsports and motorcycle racing and car racing, a lot of it's going to go electric. So we're not going to hear the awesome sound of the engines in the next 10 years. I really hope it doesn't happen. But that's, I hope Supercross, like motocross. If you get a chance this weekend, watch I think it's in St. Louis, Supercross.
Okay.
You can go on NBC Gold and watch the races. So I hope that they don't go electric in 10 years.
All right.
That's about where I'm at. I'm staying off of war right now. I'm trying to have a good day. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm okay.
All right.
And
well,
I'll try and get down there sometime.
Thanks, man.
Bye, Hake.
All right.
Later,
take care.
brother.
Yeah. I felt that Obama was trying to drive us crazy with his, he kind of trolled us a lot, trolled the conservatives, mocked, openly lied, blatantly lied, and the people on his side ate it up, and we were like, he's lying. And then people, they want the right-wingers to go nuts and shoot up places and stuff like that. Danny, before I get to the rest of the callers, Danny says, Hake, tell your white callers to stop having fear. I understand how they feel, but don't hate and deal with it the proper way. If they all stand up in unity, they can stop illegal immigration. Appreciate that. By the way, we got a court win with the wall. The wall is going up, as Jesse says. Ted Hessen tweets a Reuters article saying, news, the Fifth Circuit will allow the Trump administration to transfer $3.6 billion in military construction funds to the border wall, pending an appeal on the merits. I mean, that appeal, right, is a big qualifier. I have the tweets that you can show, Nicolas. The three judges split 2-1 with Judges Edith Jones, a woman, a Reagan appointee, and Andrew Oldham, a Trump appointee, in favor of the wall, and Judge Stephen Higginson, an Obama appointee, dissenting. The move clears the way for the Trump administration to access money that CBP, Customs and Border Protection, says will build up to 175 miles of border wall in high priority locations. And the courts, the ACLU and trash environmentalists, stupid people, and even some landowners, demented landowners, not wanting to allow building on their land or whatever. Dummies. But let me get to some more callers. Lynn, out of Chicago. Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Good to hear from you.
I was wondering, why is T from Alabama so far, on the plantation that I believe Jesse Bobby Ventura's quote from The Predator, he's dug in like an Alabama tick. Why does that apply to him?
I don't know. Some people are, they're haters. They hate watch. And they're just closed. He's not a person of openness. Yeah.
But, overall, the reason I was calling you because I was reading something that happened over in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Where a man was caught and sentenced, thankfully, to life in prison for raping 400 men.
Gross. That's evil.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting.
Did he have STDs? I don't know why I want to know.
God knows.
Yeah.
I would suspect.
By that point, that's really disgusting. Was this man white or something else?
No, he was an Indonesian guy.
Oh,
And
man.
again, the media was trying to protect him. They kept on telling the judge, please don't release his photo because, we just don't think that's safe for him.
Right.
I was thinking, wow, it's not going to be safe for him. What about the 400 individuals this man, traumatized for life now?
Yeah. Well, I don't like that term traumatized for life because hopefully people can get past that. Oh, no, that's him? I feel violated just seeing that picture.
And the bizarre thing was, I read on another article, he was like a 120-pound guy.
Yeah, he looks small. I don't get how that happens. Does he drug them or something? I don't know. That's crazy.
He drugged them. And those, I further read, he recorded himself doing stuff to these guys, and one session, this guy was such a demon, he went for 8 hours.
Gross. That's evil.
I'm thinking...
He must have been taking drugs.
Like this? Yeah. The guy's either taking drugs or taking a whole lot of vitamins. He probably imported some ginseng from someplace. Who knows?
A lot of those homosexuals are on drugs. They have, as Jesse says, they have so much conflict. It's interesting about having conflict. I don't think that people realize that they have it because they just constantly live in a state of appeasing their senses and, indulging or whatever, eating, sex, all that stuff. They don't realize they don't have any peace because they're constantly feeding that ego. Let it grow. Watch it grow. Crazy, man. Thank you for the story. That's very uplifting.
Very disturbing.
Any predictions for the 20s?
The 20s? I don't know. I mean, I was thinking the 20s, you'll see more guys get trans out, I would suspect.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, more guys will go and get clipped. I was going to tell you, I sent you a photograph of my arm. I'm not sure if you guys got it.
Oh, by email? How'd you send it? Where'd you send it?
Yeah, I sent it by email to you guys.
To James at Jesse Lee Peterson or producer or what?
I think it was info at Jesse Lee Peterson.
Okay, we'll get it for sure and check it out. Appreciate that, Lynn.
Yeah.
I posted your segment. Your call from when you talked about this. You're being damaged by the IED, improvised explosive device, and you're liking the fact that Soleimani was killed on the road that he reportedly had a lot of American soldiers killed by way of those roadside bombs and IEDs. And some guy in the comment section said that you were in Afghanistan, which had, I'm like, what? He said Iraq. Where's your listening skills? But anyways, haters. People hear this and assume that we want war with Iran and we're neocons and want, fighting. They're just so crazy. They make assumptions.
No, for the most part, I would be entirely against a conflict with Iran. I mean, personally, I would think, just let the Israelis do it. Let them go over there, lob a missile.
Yep.
But backing that up, there was a young man named Matt Maupin. If you ever look him up, he was captured on that same road when and also 16 contractors, soldiers, and guys working for the government were killed in a convoy on one single day along that same stretch of highway outside of the Baghdad International Airport. I think one guy named it. I think it was I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was called Route Irish, and Route Irish led to Route Tampa. Route Tampa led down to Kuwait. I remember.
Wow. Okay. Appreciate the tip, Lynn. All right, man. We'll talk again.
All right, you take care.
All right, you as well. Matt, out of Indiana. Matt, good to hear from you.
Good to talk to you, James. How you doing?
Doing fine. What's up?
Right on. I got some 2020 predictions for you.
Oh, boy. 20s?
All
For
right,
the
you ready?
20s or for this year?
For this year.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am holding on to the table.
All right. Ginsburg will not make the year.
You think not, huh?
Nah, I just think it's kind of like she comes out saying I'm cancer-free, all this. It's like, okay, we'll see. And then dollar collapse or crisis, right before the election or right after.
Interesting.
Virginia is ground zero for the Second Amendment war that's going. It's getting ready to go hot. And Trump will win big in 2020.
I hope
And
I hope prediction 4 is correct. I think it will. I think he will.
I don't think it'll be as big as Reagan's second victory,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think Trump can carry Illinois, New York, or California.
Interesting.
Let's see. Oh, and talking about Civil War, I
Yeah.
don't know, but I have felt like this country's been at war, at a civil war that was cold,
Yeah.
and it went hot when Scalise was shot, and we're right in the middle of it. The news media and the lefties on
Oh.
one side, and the Americans and the silent majority on the other. Everybody, well, you said you think men are weak and they won't stand up.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to direct everybody's attention back to the Bundy Ranch and the standoff in Oregon.
Yep.
Bundy, if you remember, he stood up to BLM, Bureau of Land Management.
Yep.
It's funny how when that happened, all of a sudden the only thing in the news headlines was Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, and Bundy's went away. The Fed shot an unarmed man, shot up a convoy of Americans in Oregon. So people who don't think that we're at war now, they're blind and lost. And my opinion, what myself and my family's going to do, we're going to pack up and head to the woods.
When are you doing that?
Well, if it goes hot, when
Okay.
I see troops rolling down, or if the UN comes in, I'm in the middle of Indiana. I'm south of Indianapolis, and man, I've heard gunshots all day. People shoot out here all day. I mean, you go into town. I'm never without a piece or two.
Mhm. Does
and
each of your
comment on the?
does each person in your family have a bug out bag?
Oh yeah, bug out bag. Let's see. I started my kids hunting like 5 years old.
Yeah.
We raise our own chickens, so my 5-year-old. Well, she's 13 now, but if we want, they've all had their hands up inside cows.
Nice.
See, we butchered an alpaca once.
Wow.
So, grocery stores right outside.
Yep.
And
True
it's
point.
coming into maple syrup season. So we're getting ready to go pick up a bigger maple syrup evaporator to get some of that out. So there's ways out. Everybody just needs to get outside, get your feet dirty, get your hands dirty. Remember where you come from. Look up once in a while.
Nice.
Put the phones down. But those are my predictions, and good job.
Appreciate it, Matt. Thanks for calling in. Nice to hear from you, man.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to all in chat,
Nice.
especially Skip. And if you need a new mod for you, I think Skip McBurney would be your guy.
Wow. Appreciate the endorsement. All right.
Snow Goose, sorry about your cat, bud. If you hurry up, get over here. I got one for you.
Right on, man. Shout out to Snow Goose and Chat and Skip.
And chat and Blazing Hogs. Did a job. Amazing. Just everybody.
Right on, Matt. Take care, man.
All right. You too, James.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Will out of California. Will, thanks for calling and holding.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Doing fine.
Good to hear. I called in. I do also want to answer your prediction. But,
Okay.
I called in to JLP's show yesterday, and I was talking about some things like with the black community, like black business ownership, and also anti-Semitism. But I saw that a lot of people in the comment section were saying. I was told Jesse that I don't see a lot of black people trying to start their own business, and obviously I'm speaking in a general sense.
Right.
They're always trying to look for an opportunity from someone else as a priority to trying to create something and sustain it for themselves.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of people in the comment section saying, "Oh, well, I started my own business. You know, I have my own business." And
Right.
Like, I understand. I'm not talking about like a little mom and pop and shop. I'm like, if you look at the Fortune 500 list, there's only like 2 or 3 black CEOs on there. So it's like there's no black oligopoly. There's no black Jeff Bezos, you know. And I'm not here saying like, oh, there needs to be, you know, we need reparations or anything. I'm not of that persuasion either. But
Yeah.
you look at guys like Dr. Dre, who built up a $1 billion company, and then he sells it to I forget who he sells it to. Was it Microsoft or Apple?
Wow.
Like it's just something that's just seems like it's part of the black culture. You know, it's just like the philosophic calculus is what they call it, the rate of pleasure. It's measured very comprehensively, but it seems like to me in the black community, it's just there's no like delay, there's no ability to delay gratification. You know, it's the quick. I need the quick buck. The quick buck's better than the investment at the end of the day.
And I think that's
so I just wanted to
catching.
clear that up with everybody else, everybody in the comment section that was giving me a lot of heat.
Appreciate that, Will. I think that
yeah.
mindset of instant gratification, like people not having self-control, I think that's spreading. It's a disease that's been spreading.
Well, I think social media is a big culprit. It's a big something to be blamed because you're putting all this information that people didn't have. You're putting it in the view of everybody, and everybody has a word, everybody has a say. You know, and it gives you this perception that you know something that you don't, or that you are really a part of a discussion that you really aren't. You know.
You know what, Will? That's why I like, at the risk of shouting out Jesse Lee Peterson too much, there's no such thing, right? He has that 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, family, and financial success. And he's talked with callers on the phone about this. There's a guy, Christian from Canton, Michigan, who a lot of you guys may not know or remember, but he used to call in years ago. He was an atheist, may still be, but he, like, the forgiveness thing made sense. He forgave his father. And then this business thing, he didn't realize how simple, step by step, it is to start and run and maintain a successful business. And he did it, and there's other guys doing it, and it's you know, the simple way is the best way, but people don't realize, people really just don't see our opportunities. So I think that's partly why they have that mindset.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, go.
But yeah, like right, and I also think it's related to it's a lot of it's related to well, yeah, like I just lost that right there. I just got lost in my thoughts. My bad, James. I think it's also related to oh my God, I just had it.
While you're thinking, any predictions for 20s, for the 20s?
Yeah, I got some big predictions, James. Definitely.
All right.
I think the radical left is going to get more radical. I think the center right is going to be more transparent. I think the radical right, or what they call the alt right, or the dissident right, is going to be more prevalent. I think.
I hope so.
Especially this coming year as well.
Yeah. I hope so, and I hope it's in the right way. I think a lot of these guys really want to do what's right. So
yeah, definitely. Like those, like the Vincent Jameses, the Nick Fuentes. I have no problems with those guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Will. If you think of that other point about blacks and entrepreneurship, call again, man. Call again, anyways. All right, Will. Take care, man.
All right.
All right.
Oh, wait, I think I got it.
Go for it.
Is it too late?
No.
Is it too late? Oh, no? Okay. Okay. Because, one of your last caller, I remember you guys ended up talking about, you got to a point where you're talking about, like, maybe we should just start focusing on ourselves instead of focusing on everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with that type of mentality as well. You know, I think once the work level, the work rate gets to a certain level, you start not looking at how you can improve yourself. You start looking at how you can improve everyone else around you. And I think that's something that gets interjected into that mentality.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain point.
All right, Will. Appreciate that point, man.
Yes,
Take care.
Sir. I'll leave you with that.
All right.
All right, then, James. Take it easy.
All right, guys. Get it off your chest. Day is tomorrow. And I will be live tomorrow. And make sure you follow me on the Hake Report, subscribe and stuff. And it's thehakereport.com, jlptalk.com, and rebuildingtheman.com/church for church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Make sure you're subscribed to all three of Jesse Lee Peterson's channels: The Fallen State, Jesse Lee Peterson, and Bond Rebuilding the Man. So, guys, I'll see you in the morning, and maybe see you later today. All right.